What's up, God of War fans? I have another theory for you today, and that's Kratos meeting with Faye in the trailer. There's a part in the trailer where you can see Kratos walking towards the light, which resembles the light of Alfheim. Before we get into the theory though, I want to ask if you all can hit the subscribe button for me for more God of War videos. Especially to the people always returning to the channel, I really do appreciate you all watching my content, so why not just subscribe if you're always coming back. Anyways, let's get right into the theory. In the trailer, Kratos is walking towards a light that resembles the light of Alfheim. However, comparing to Kratos standing in front of the light in God of War 2018 and comparing it to this one, they seem very different. The one in the previous game is whiter and brighter, while the one in the trailer seems dimmer and more skinny. It's possible that the two lights are different from one another. Cory Barlog, in an interview way back when, did say that Alfheim was supposed to be way bigger in God of War 2018. This is what he had to say.
To make you question, right? And it's and we explore that hopefully at a later date, find out maybe a little bit more information. But it was also that sense of when you see the Dark Elves later, they got a bone to pick with you. You don't like it very much. And there was more story. That level was so much bigger and so much more that was going on in there, and we just had to keep paring it down. And in that process, we lost a little bit of the explanation that I wanted in there, right? And this one was more of an exploration of the concept of everybody's side has some kind of justification.
However, although these may be different in different places in Alfheim, they still may be connected to one another and still attached. It's possible the reason why Kratos is walking towards the light is because he's looking for some guidance from Faye, trying to reach out to her. A part of Faye may still be connected to the light. Here is another interview by Cory talking about Faye being in the light.
This is where it gets a little tricky. She is actually, I guess, in the light in Alfheim. The Alfheim light is for us, as we look at all of this, the lake of Alfheim is kind of the well of a part of the Norse soul. There was one part in the game that never made it in and got cut early on, but there's this thing called a lindworm, right, in Norse myth, and it kind of travels from realm to realm, sort of devouring some of these souls, right, or a fraction or a part of the soul, because the Norse soul is broken up into like 6 pieces, and then would travel to the lake and kind of deposit these souls in there, and then it would go into the light, coming back out, and then sort of go back into somebody else who was born. So it's this fantastic sort of cycle of life that all these different people and the fractions of their souls are going into this well and then being sort of ejected back out to the other realms. The Lindworm ended up getting removed from that, but that kind of connection to all of these pieces and putting all them together means that part of Faye was there waiting for Kratos to come into the light, and she was trying to tell him, because if you look at what happened in the light, it is a chronological visual of your journey. So before you go to Jotunheim or Helheim on the boat, she's showing Kratos. She doesn't have a lot of power to be able to do so much. The most important thing she was showing was the kind of inner life of Atreus, right? That when he was sitting there and he was praying, inside his head he was talking about how disappointed he was, how dad doesn't like him right now, how he just wish he would, give him an attaboy.
Cory mentioned the Lindworm. The Lindworm is a dragon in the traditional mythology. However, Santa Monica might be changing the design altogether. There was a part in the trailer where we saw a jellyfish in the sky that seems to be flying. This may be Santa Monica's version of the Lindworm. So if souls still exist in the light, it's possible that Faye may still be connected even to this light. Since the light of Alfheim is always referred to as one, perhaps there are different places with different lights, but they all just still connect with one another. In another video, I want to go really in depth with Alfheim because there seems to be a lot of stuff going on here. But what possible things could Faye show us in this game that she didn't already show us in God of War 2018? In 2018, Faye showed us Helheim, Midgard, and Jotunheim before we even got there. She showed Kratos Atreus' feelings as Atreus talked at Faye's funeral while he was alone. And in the God of War novel, hole on the bottom of page 148, there was another scene that wasn't featured in the game. There was a scene when Kratos reached the house. Atreus was standing behind a woman. Kratos saw her face but didn't know who it was. Faye showed Kratos many things while he was in the light, and now he might be going to the light to try to look for her. There was a moment in God of War 2018 where we almost actually saw Faye. When we were in Jotunheim, she started singing, and then Atreus pulled us out. So maybe, just maybe, in God of War Ragnarok, when we go into the light, we may actually see Faye and Kratos talking. And when I say see Faye, I don't mean like a shadow covering her face. I mean, we might actually see the character. In an interview a long time ago, Corey said he might want to explore how these two met in the future, but we actually already know how they met. In the God of War Lore and Legends book, it did say that when they met, they actually fought at first, but the battle ended as soon as it began, so it was like a very quick moment of them attacking one another, and then it kind of subsided. How cool would it be if we get to see that flashback when Kratos is in the light? We kind of already saw a flashback, kind of, because we did go back to the scene when they were having the funeral in God of War 2018, so maybe we'll get to see the meeting of these two characters. Or maybe Kratos is in a place where he's stuck. Atreus is doing all these weird things in God of War Ragnarok, and Kratos doesn't know if he should keep following or if he should just stop this journey where it is. Maybe he's just stuck in a place where he doesn't know what to do. I know Faye has a really strong fan base in the God of War community, and personally I would absolutely love to see Faye, love to see how she interacted with Kratos. Man, if they continue this path of not showing her face, that's fine, but I just want to learn more about the character overall. Maybe they keep the mystery of her face, who knows. But let me know what you all think about Faye, Kratos, and the light. I want to continue this Alfheim discussion because there seems to be a lot of events happening in Alfheim, and I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with it. But I know this was a shorter video than usual, but thank you so much for watching. I appreciate a like and a sub. I'm going to be out of here. Thank you guys and girls for listening. Deuces.
Come back! No! No! What have you done? Why did you do that?
I saved you! You were trapped in there! I waited and I waited, but you wouldn't come out! So I pulled you out!
Boy, I was gone only... moments.
No! You've been gone a long, long time! I didn't know what to do! You left me here! Again! Why don't you care?
That's impossible.
We should go before they come back. I hope you got what you needed.